I've been rooting around in it. Today we're gonna do a video. Let me just really quick here set a timer for 5 minutes. So what we're gonna try and do is we're gonna try and run a timer. Just make a 5-minute long video and do 5-minute segments. They're easier to upload that way, and I'm not gonna do a lot of editing. That's not my world or my lifestyle to spend that much time editing a video with my face in it. I'm simultaneously stoked to be talking to so many of you about something how cool is making skateboards? I mean, whoever thought you'd get to do something like this, first of all. But second of all, I'm a little disgusted because there are way smarter, better craftsmen than me, people with better craft techniques and ethics, and people who understand more deeply. But I'm offering you guys what I've discovered as kind of a look. I'm not an idiot. It's a fun joke to make because it takes the pressure off me if I call myself an idiot. I'm not an idiot, but I am definitely not a professional grade laminate carpenter. I mean, I may technically be a laminate carpenter because this is my career, is making these. But I'm not an idiot. I'm smart enough to know that I don't know a whole bunch of things. While I'm saying that, I guess this 5 minutes, I will share with you guys something pretty precious to me. I keep this in the shop. A lot of the other stuff goes into the studio. I've got a studio over on Blue Rock Street. It's a private studio. It's my shipping studio. Every now and then you'll catch a little bit of it on Instagram. This board is from my very first pressing. It's an 8-ply. I pressed 2 boards in my first pressing. I pressed an 8-ply with a 7-ply. And this is from my first pressing. And it features, you know what, we're not going to be able to do a really good quality on this camera. And I'm not interested in upgrading that. But to this day, it has, let's see if I can get you to see it. It has almost, it's remained almost perfectly straight. It's 9 years old. You can see over here, it's got a little bit of a slope to it that isn't super awesome. But if I tilt it this way, it looks more sloped on that side. Do you see how the camera can do that? It's pretty darned straight. I'm trying to catch that for you. Only have 5 minutes, but this is the first generation. This was made in 2000 and late 2010, and it's my first pressing. There are some drying cracks on the top, very minor cracks up here, and I don't guarantee that my boards will last forever, but I do guarantee that my boards are made by me for what it's worth. There are some better craftsmen out there. I don't know. I don't ride their boards because I ride my boards. I would like to take any chance I can to talk about the value of finding your local board maker and making a decision to ride the boards they make as they get better and better and better and better. If you have a local board maker and you start riding their boards, you run into some problem or another. You know, you might decide that, like, this board wasn't good enough. They should take care of you. Your local board maker shouldn't be a person who's anything less than enthusiastic about you being stoked. So anyways, I'm at 4 minutes on the clock up here on my screen, and I didn't even get to anything yet but to show you this sweet board that I made. The other one is a 7-ply. It's a 9-inch popsicle, which later became our 888. It was the first model I really believed in. And because I knew it, we needed big-ass popsicles with longer tails, deep concave here in the back, shallower concave up in the front so you can move your foot around. That's what my molds all feature a longer tail, no flat areas. There's no fold across here. The fulcrum, the lever, starts over the axle of your truck. And then, the other thing is that I have like less concave in the front, so it's stiff in this area where you tend to break your board because of the lever of the tail, but it's less, it's made stiff by the deep concave, and it doesn't need as much stiffness up front. Not that it's not plenty stiff. And the up front, it's got more like you can move your foot around more on this up here. So it's not, I didn't use super knowledges or sciences or the kind of things that a lot of times when you hear a skateboarder talking about precision, they'll start mentioning like hydraulics and CNC and things like that. I'm at 5 minutes now, the timer's done, so I'm going to stop that. And I'm going to make another video for whatever I was getting at, and I'll release these videos in some sort of order, unedited, because that's the way I kind of live my life, a little bit unedited. And I like it that way. I like you. I think you're important. And I make these videos because I want more people to do what I'm doing, and I'm convinced that if more people do what I'm doing, they're also going to do it better than I do it. And I look forward to seeing the rise of lots and lots of workshops making lots and lots of America's skateboards way better than I make them. Does that make sense to you? Because to me, there's no better thing than to pass it on and see it done better. I'm 43 or so now. I was born in 1973, so when I'm 60, I'd like this whole country to be peppered with people making skateboards, making great skateboards, making skateboards better, faster, and greater than I did. So that's why I made this video for you and for me.